What's going on, everybody? It is officially the first episode of Get Weird with me, Brittney Barbieri. I know that today is Halloween, so I want to wish everybody a wonderful, happy Halloween. Obviously, today is the day that the veil between the dead and the undead is very thin. So be careful. Be careful what you ask for. Be careful who you talk to, and be careful who you let into your home to come and hang out in any of your decorations or dolls, because they might come to life. I'm just going to throw that out there. Just think, it's food for thought on this our Halloween. But the story that I have for us today, I wanted something just so weird to share with you guys. And over the years, I've accumulated a lot of freaking weird stories. I'm not going to lie to you. I've had weird stories sent to me. I've had weird stories told to me that leave me scratching my head with no real explanation. And then there's just the crazy weird cases that come up every once in a while in history. And you're like, you know what? I think I got to know more. I got to freaking know more. What is all this about? And so I got one I want to share with you guys, because to me, it is truly freaking weird. Freaking weird. I kind of want to go. They allegedly say this is still there, so I kind of want to go and see it for myself, but I don't see me traveling to this location anytime soon. So the story I'm going to share is the bride who never blinked. It's basically like today's corpse bride, not going to lie. Pascualita. La Pascualita. Okay? The strange stories that stick with us. This is one of those. Okay? I'm just going to be honest with you. And this one, it's creepy as hell. I'm not going to lie. Freaking not going to lie. So in this beautiful little beach town, sun bleach town of Chihuahua, Mexico. Chihuahua. Yeah. There is a bridal boutique that draws crowds for centuries, all the time. And it's not because the dresses or oh my God, the dresses are so cheap, the deals are unbelievable. No. It is because of an alleged bride that sits in the window. Okay. People say she's flawless, she is gorgeous to be just a mannequin. They claim that her eyes are glassy, too real to be just a mannequin, and her delicate skin. Other people have noticed what they say are veins, visible veins. And that could just be a really good airbrush job on the mannequin to look real. I don't know. But they say and claim that it looks too real. That's not a mannequin. Okay. And the fingernails always look freshly manicured. Somebody always freaking takes care of this particular bride that sits in the window. So that, my friend, is La Pascualita. Okay. Now the legend says that this woman mannequin thing appeared in the windows in 1930s. And it was the same week that the original shop owner's daughter tragically died. Ooh, on her wedding day from being bitten by a black widow spider. That's just horrible luck. Okay, just terrible luck. So she's bitten by a black widow spider and she dies. And then days later, a new beautiful mannequin emerges in the shop window. But here's the creepy, scary part. This mannequin that's in the window is now wearing the very same gown that Pascualita, the daughter, was buried in, allegedly, or was to be buried in. But now this mannequin in the window is wearing it. Ooh. So so here's where my brain goes, right? Either they got a mannequin and had an airbrush artist come in and made it look like they froze their daughter in time because of how much they love their daughter. But here's the thing that people actually believe. And this is where it gets weird and morbid. People believe that she looks so real because she is. That she looks alive, frozen in time. That even her hair looks real. It doesn't look like a wig. And it's possible, listen, hear me out. You can get human hair wigs if you want your mannequin to look like your daughter. I'm just saying, to freeze her in time. Other people say that her eyelashes don't look like they're glued onto a mannequin. They look so real and they cast a shadow upon her face. Well, all eyelashes are going to cast a shadow. Let's be real. Let's not get crazy here. But they, everybody that has examined this thing have come back saying, I freaking think it's real. I think it's a real person that's not a mannequin, and I'm freaking scared out of my mind. Like, it's disgusting. So the legend behind it, or the speculation, allegedly, let me put this out there because I don't want to accuse these poor people, but this is a story, is that the grieving mother of Pascualita had embalmed her daughter's body and then dressed her up in the wedding gown that she never got to wear on her wedding day, and stuck her in the window. Like, why would you? I mean, I get it with animals, and you like want to see old Spike there sitting by your fireplace. You know, that makes sense. But your daughter, you know, if this ended up being true, which apparently over the years people have wanted to test the mannequin or the alleged creepy doll mannequin thing in the window, and it's been denied. Like, you're not touching it. Well, that's kind of suspicious, if you ask me. I'd be like, yeah, come in, touch it. I don't freaking care. But apparently that's not allowed. You can get close to it. You can get close to it outside the window. But apparently over the years, when this was like a booming thing, you were not allowed to touch it or get close enough to it like that for testing or anything like that. So to this day, apparently visitors say her eyes will even follow you. Now, wait a minute. Are we talking about a haunted mannequin now? Like, is she embalmed but still stuck in there? Could you imagine being full blown stuck in this like corpse body because your parents didn't bury you and your soul is just trapped in this? I mean, I don't believe in that, but I ain't going to take it off the table yet. Let's not take this case off the table yet, that this poor thing is trapped within this embalmed body in a window in a dress store. And she's just watching people like, get out. You're next. Like, I mean, think about this. This is really freaking creepy. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so employees also swear that changing oh God. Okay. So apparently employees also claim that this bride in the window will also change position when no one is looking. Again, we now have a haunted corpse bride, embalmed I take it back, older daughter, in the window of a dress store somewhere in Mexico. Chihuahua, Mexico, excuse me. I'm sorry. What? And get this. When it's time to change the mannequin, oh my God, they put up a curtain and no one can watch her be changed. Now, I don't know about you. I've seen a lot of department stores over the years change their mannequins like it's full-blown Magic Mike in the front window, and they do not care. They have no shame for their mannequins. Their mannequins are just out there hanging out with everybody with all their goodies out to the world, right? Just freaking glass white mannequins just out there. And there's different colored mannequins, but nobody cares. They don't have boxer briefs on. They just look like Kens and Barbies standing in windows. So why is this a problem? Why do they cover her up? So we're either dealing with a horrible issue of they created this lifelike doll that sits in the front window that they have put their emotional distress and trauma onto this mannequin as if it is their daughter, and they treat her as such, like, you know, an eternity of just having their daughter with them instead of the realization that she unfortunately passed away to such a tragic thing of being bit by a black widow. And that is very possible. I mean, that's not unrealistic. There are a lot of people that do that. There are a lot of people that have lost a child or, you know, whatever, and they create these objects or things or, you know, what have you, or even lost a husband, and they create like blow up dolls. I know that sounds terrible. I'm trying not to laugh. I'm trying to keep it serious on this respect, because that's somebody's trauma that they're dealing with, and some people don't handle it right. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt for a second and just say maybe they had like a really cool artist come in and create an amazing doll to sit in their window. Okay. I'm going to leave you with that. You could be like, okay, Brittney, you're very nice. I know. But deep in my heart though, I really do think it could be embalmed. I'm just trying to be the good person that my mother raised me to be. I don't know. It's just weird to me that they put up a freaking curtain and that no outsiders are allowed in the store while they change her, like keeping her modest as if she's real. Because again, I don't know about you, but nobody cares about the mannequins in the stores I've been to. There's no modesty there. So I don't know. They just claim that her skin is too detailed, that her eyes are too detailed, that even her fingers with the veins, and that she even has like a haunting, faint smile, which is really weird. Like, okay, why? I don't know. Scientists have honestly asked to test her. Again, the shop owners have continued to refuse. Like, all of them are like, nope. And get this. This is even weirder to me, is the fact that the store has been sold, folks. There are new owners, and Pascualita is still in the front window. They didn't even take their daughter. Like, is it, I don't know enough to know who the owners are to be like, are you family and friends? So is that like a cousin, a second cousin, a third cousin, a 12th cousin? Like, I want to know. Or if it's just some random person was like, you're selling? I love your story and I love your store and I love your daughter in the window. I want to buy the store. Like, God, I hate to say it, but is it like a serial killer? Like, that's crazy. But probably not. I don't want to say false accusations here. I'm sorry. Let me take that back. I just think it's weird. Like, I'm not going to own a store with a possible embalmed body in the front window. So I don't know. Apparently there's new owners. Allegedly there's new owners. But either way, this real looking individual mannequin thing is in the window, dressed in the wedding dress their daughter never got the chance to wear for their wedding. And to this day, they believe that she's very real and she's haunted, and it is the embalmed daughter. That is what most everyone who has heard of this case or talks about this case truly and firmly believes. To me, it's freaking weird. I don't like it. I think it would be interesting to go and see it for myself, but if they don't let testing and they don't let you do anything, you're just looking at a mannequin in a window. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. There are pictures, I believe, online. If you want to look it up, I dare you. Yeah, like this case in particular to me it's haunting. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm okay with a dog. You want to embalm a dog. Like, I get it. You want to keep old Spike around, but I don't know about this. This is weird. And I know I wanted to start off with a weird one to make you really stop and think. And I don't know where you are listening to this right now. You might be on a Peloton and now you've just stopped and you're like, well, now I got to Google it. Don't Google it. Finish your ride. Take the time to finish whatever you're doing. And when you're sitting on the toilet later, or you need something to do because you're bored in the doctor's office, just Google it then. There's a couple of really good resources out there that talk about this case. There's some that I'm like, what? Who wrote this? Like, what? But there are some, because I know there was like some specials done on it on Travel Channel many years back and things like that. But it is a case that it got brought up because I'm like, you know what? It is Halloween. And the corpse bride and all this really cool stuff right now. And this kind of falls in line with the bride that never blinks. Oh, Pascualita, what have you done? You're haunting me now in my dreams. So I don't know. It's that horrible case of like, does the mannequin, you remember those 1980 movies where like the mannequin came to life? And oh no, I think it was a 90s movie where the mom, she wanted a mom so bad and she made a wish upon a mannequin in a store and the mannequin came to life. And then at the end of the Christmas wish or whatever, the mannequin goes. It was such a horrible movie. Like, made me cry. I was so young and I was like, this is traumatizing. She has to go back to being in the store. And every time she goes to Kohl's, that's when she sees her mom. Like, I don't know. I have to go back and watch the ending. I think she goes back to being, because I don't think the husband like saves the day or fixes the magical wish or whatever. I think she has to go back to being a mannequin. And it was like, you had a mom for a whole day. It was horrible. My point is, I digress. My point is, take the time to read about it. Google it. It's freaking weird. But on that note, this is just a short story to get us started. Okay, I'm going to have so many different weird stories. And as we continue into the future of Get Weird with Brittney Barbieri, you're welcome. I will be bringing on my friend and character known as Tammy to do Tammy reviews. So obviously, if you follow this page, you can also go to my Instagram and hit my email, which is up in there. And you can send us emails or send us emails to Media Squatch. If you have a weird story you would like for me to read and you would like to you want me to give my opinion on, or whatever I think it could have been, or what my thoughts and theories are on the matter. I don't look at the world of ghosts the same way that everybody else does. So as we continue into the podcast, I probably will present a couple of stories to you that changed my mind on how I look at ghosts and spirits and the supernatural. I will also dig into Sasquatch, because Bigfoot is my pal. I have loved Bigfoot since I was a little girl. I grew up in Estes Park, Colorado. Stories of Bigfoot surrounded us. But I also am from Irish descent, so folklore and magic and mystery and fairy tales have surrounded me since I was a little girl. So my brain has always been infatuated with the supernatural, and I have had some crazy experiences even when I was 4 years old. So I knew that the supernatural world and the paranormal world was meant for me. And I went on so many different career paths growing up. And for some reason, it didn't matter where I was. It always brought me back to the paranormal and to the supernatural. And I'm thankful for that because, quite honestly, I am so happy to be in the career that I'm in and getting to meet incredible people that share amazing stories, and they feel so safe to tell me. And I think that that is so important. And I love that. I love hearing these stories. I love hearing what people have experienced, because we just get into this weird space where it's like, if somebody wants to share a ghost story, they say, I'm pretty sure I saw a UFO. People are like, what? No, you didn't. It's the government. Shut up over there. You know what I mean? Like, it's immediate. Like, everybody has an answer for everything. And unfortunately, just want to break it to the know-it-alls out there, you don't. Because Google doesn't have all the answers. And Lord, don't get me started on ChatGPT. Okay, that's... So the biggest thing is there are still things going on in this universe that we just cannot explain. And that is okay. Sometimes you don't have to explain away everything. And I know in some cases, like some of my friends are like, no, I have to just so I can sleep. Like, the supernatural scares me. I respect that. Go for it. That's totally cool. It doesn't scare me. I think it's freaking amazing, and I think it's awesome. And it gives us a little bit of hope that there's something more, right? Like, I love that aspect of it. And so for me, being a field researcher for over 21 plus years in the field, looking for Bigfoot, doing paranormal investigations in like establishments that are allegedly so haunted and so forth. And then being in the field doing UFOs. So I'm a cryptozoologist, ufologist, and paranormal investigator. I studied some demonology over the years just to have a better understanding of certain areas of things and the supernatural plane. And I studied the giants of America, which again, we'll get into on this podcast, of just my own research and work and how I look at cases and how I dive into them and how I find the weird within the weird. But I do it all with fun because honestly, if you know me, I love bringing a little bit of light and humor to life. And I think that's so important. And when you're in the field, I'm sorry, it's not all serious, super serious like you see on TV. There are jokes, there are laughter. There are times where you're in the field for hours and hours on end. Like, let's go back. If I'm at this dress store, okay, and I'm looking at this possible embalmed person as a mannequin, and I got to sit there all night with my devices trying to make contact with it. Look, there's going to be moments where I'm cracking jokes. It's just me. It's just who I am, because that's the real world. Okay. Because sometimes when you're really uncomfortable, you do crack jokes. So I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there. But this podcast is going to be about having fun with cases, stories that are freaking weird. And I'm weird. So I look forward to getting weird with each and every one of you every week. It's going to be every Friday. A new weird episode is going to drop. But I do want to incorporate real stories of weird. So I have been blessed over the years being in the field, having people sending me really cool cases. And I've reached out to some, and some have allowed for me to share their stories. So I'm excited about getting to share some of their stories. But I'm also not going to keep these super long. I don't want to bore you for an hour. Hell, you've probably already tapped out by now. So I just want to give you a taste of some of these really cool stories and what I think it could be possibly, or maybe, or just really freak you out for the day and then send you on your way until next week. But you can interact with me on my social media page. Brittney Barbieri, Brittney_Barbieri_ on Instagram. I'm always active on there. I'm always there. But there's an email link there. Just email me, or you can go to my link tree and find ways to contact with me. But my email, it directly will email me. So if you have a really cool, weird story that you want me to share and you're comfortable with me sharing it, I don't have to share your name. You can say, just leave it anonymous. Totally fine. But I want to tell your stories too. It doesn't always have to be things that I find weird or whatever. I love also sharing stories from actual people that have actual accounts and not just made up stuff. Let's get real and weird real quick so that it's relatable to those around us. It's like, oh my God, Becky had this really crazy story the other night. Freaking, the ghost poured her wine. What? Anyway, I digress. So I know you're probably like, wait, what? I gotcha. Keeping you on your toes until next week. So have a wonderful Halloween. Make sure you test all that candy out, safety first, before you give it to the kids. Have fun. And I always like to do a little safety tip. Don't drink and drive. Be safe, right? I mean, I'd like to be able to talk to you in the present. I don't want to have to try and find you on the other side, okay? To find out why did you make that choice. Anyway, have fun. Happy Halloween. And guys, until next time, stay weird, my friends.